Welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be Lost in the Flood from that awesome Live in New York City DVD. So what I'm going to do now is play through the song, then come back and go through all the individual parts. See you in a bit. Hello, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, cool. So this song's in the key of E minor. Tempo's quite a slow one, so it's quite challenging not to speed up sometimes, about 60 BPM. So definitely look out for that, to be really kind of hold back sometimes to make sure you don't speed up. Let's take a look at the chords first. We've got an E minor chord, classic E minor chord, middle finger 2nd fret A, 3rd finger 2nd fret D. Strum all 6 strings. Now sometimes you might just play the kind of the power chord section of this chord, the meaty kind of sections, which is just basically playing it up until the D string. So that's technically called an E5 chord. Okay, we're going to have C add 9 chord. Bruce often likes to play it like this. Middle finger 2nd fret D, 3rd finger 3rd fret A, little pinky finger 3rd fret on the B. Just playing the middle 4 strings there. Okay, cool. We also got a C chord. Even though Bruce might not be playing all of it, he'll be picking some of it. They kind of, this is that bit there. There's just a standard C chord. 1st finger 1st fret B, middle finger 2nd fret D, 3rd finger 3rd fret A. Now, if you put what Bruce does is he's only going to be playing this B note in one of the chords. The chord it kind of derives from is a C sus2 over B, which sounds a lot more complicated than it is, because all we're going to be doing is this, I think, anyway. So that chord is a C sus2 over B, where it's kind of like you do your C chord, take your 3rd finger off, put your middle finger on the A string. That's what that chord is there. We've got G5 power chord, very common in the Bruce catalogue. 3rd finger, 3rd fret low E, block the A string with the other side of your 3rd finger, then little finger 3rd fret B. Okay, and then B minor, bar the 2nd fret from the A string, 3rd finger 4th fret D, little finger 4th fret G, middle finger 3rd fret B. And then what else have we got? We got a D5 chord. Again, Bruce likes to play it like this. Again, you could play a normal D major if you're not comfortable with D5, but it sounds a bit thicker. So here, again, Bruce way, pinky on the 3rd fret B, middle finger 2nd fret G, and you're kind of blocking the E string there. It's a D5 power chord. And then if you put your 3rd finger, which I think this is what's going on the 3rd fret of the A string, you've got a D5 over C chord, okay? And I think that's what's going on. I could be wrong, but again, here in the walkthrough, I think it works quite well. So I hope yeah, that's the right one. So, and then we've got an A minor chord, 2nd finger, so middle finger, 2nd fret D, 3rd finger, 2nd fret G, 1st finger 1st fret B, strum from the A string. Show you your chords. Okay, so just a reminder, I'm just going to be going through all of Bruce's parts today, minus the guitar solos. All the guitar solo tutorials are on Subscribestar, so that'll be out as of writing this, making this video. That'll probably be out later this week on Wednesday or Thursday. Same with the tabs as well. I haven't done the tabs, so if you're looking to get those from the shop, they won't be there until Wednesday or Thursday once I finish the transcribing the guitar solo, because he goes off on one a bit in this one, but pretty awesome as always. And this DVD, actually one of the things that got me into Bruce, I watched it about 200 times at university. It was just, oh my god, yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, that was before I got to see him live. I've watched this DVD so many times. It's just magnificent, I think. So that's your chords. Yeah, so we're going through Bruce's parts. So Steve's parts, so Neil's, haven't really done a part for Neil's on the tab. So in the tab, if you get it from the shop, jamesmusicscore.co.uk, either by going there directly or by getting codes via Subscribestar, there'll be 3 parts on there. There'll be Bruce's part we're going through today, and then there'll also be Steve's part. He does some cool little licks, but pretty much very similar, and then the guitar solo. So I think, again, Neil's, I couldn't really hear another, I think they're just sort of doubling up, so it wasn't really necessary to tab that out. Okay, cool, so let's take a look at the intro. So what we got is the organ comes in first for 2 bars, and then we got 6 bars of piano, okay? I'm not really bit hand, but I've aimed to, you know, replicate it as best as I could. So that's 6 bars of piano, and then basically Bruce comes in with an E minor chord and lets it ring for 4 bars. Again, quite a kind of crunchy sound I've got here. Again, if you want to get any of my patches on Helix patches, if you've got a Helix, I'm happy to send you any patches via email. If you've got a Line 6 Helix, it's just basically a basic crunch setting I've got here. So let that ring out. Also, you get some kind of feedback created by just having a really high output towards the end of those 4 bars as well. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go through the first verse. So the first verse, what we've got, again, very minimal picking, and this is just a suggestion of the picking, so feel free to change it up as Bruce does all the time. So this is just a suggestion of kind of this kind of soft picking pattern in the verses, which is cool. So again, by all means, feel free to change it up, use this as a foundation. So C add 9. So rhythm wise here, we've got a dotted 8th note, 1 E and on the of 1, we do the 3rd fret, we hit the B string. So down, up, then another upstroke after a tie, then down on the G, then up on the B. So timing wise, 1 E and 2 E and that's going to be a main pattern kind of throughout for these soft verses. Down, up, down, up. And then what you're going to do, leave your little finger there, go to the D5, do the same sort of thing, so D string, B, B, G, B, and do the same thing now with the G5, and then B minor. And basically, so for the first verse you do that twice. Again, feel free to embellish it. Again, you can do so. As long as it's all in time, you can feel free to embellish it. So I'll do that one more time. So it's done twice to start off this 2-bar phrase to start off the first verse. Cool, and then after you've done that, what we're going to do is this kind of this bit with the D5 and then D5 over C, which sounds awesome. Okay, so you're going to do the same sort of picking pattern, D5. Same thing now, but then just pick it from the A string. Very clever sort of slash chord. So here, actually, I'm doing a slightly different rhythm. 1 and 2 E and I'm just doing another bass note. Down, down, up, down, up. And then 3rd finger on the A string. Down, down, up, down, up. Okay, it seems to work really well, you know, with everything. And then E minor, and this time I'm going to do the same sort of picking pattern. Down, down, up, down, up. So counting wise for these kind of 2-beat patterns, the rhythm change here. 1 and 2 E and 1 and 2 E and then B minor. Okay, cool. And then you've got C add 9 again. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and you do that 3 times, those 2 bars, C add 9, D5, G5, B minor, and then you do that D5, D5 over C riff again, D5 over C again, E minor, same as before, C add 9, E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and cool. Now we've got a bar of 2/4. So bar of 2/4 means there's 2 beats in a bar instead of 4 beats, okay? So here, very simple, you're gonna take your C and then your C sus2 over B, which is essentially the 2nd fret A string, and you go to this. Down, down, up, down, and that works really well. So 1 and 2. So C, A string, so the A string twice, then upstroke on the B string, and the 2nd fret A. Down, down, up, down, and the E minor bar. Cool, so that's all of the first verse. Okay, cool. So basically, now what we're going to do is go through the first chorus, okay? So again, I'll probably lift up a little bit. I'll do a little bit more strumming here, but you don't have to. You can kind of pick it as well. So here I'm going to do C add 9, D5, E minor. So timing wise, 1 and down, down, up, and then D5, down, down, up, and then a little bit more, instead of just doing the open E string here, beef it up a little bit and do that kind of power chord section. Sounds a little bit thicker, okay? So this bar you're going to do 3 times. This is, we're in the first chorus now. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and before I get, I'll put the song structure up on the screen, so that helps you to break everything down when we start kind of looking how there's comparisons between the different sections, okay? So don't forget, on the song structures, I'll put all those in the description of each YouTube video, so it means you can copy and paste it, put it in a Word file. It can really make sense, because again, there's always repeating parts in songs, so you don't have to think, you know, you look at it initially, you think, oh my God, how am I gonna learn that off by heart? But actually, yeah, you break everything down into smaller sections, and that's the way to learn things. So once you've done those 3 bars, C add 9, D5, E minor, you've got this bar of 2/4 again, 1 and a 2 and a, so only 2 beats, 1, 2. Then for the first chorus, you've got this, the first half of this 2-bar phrase, which we're going to get into in a bit. So this first bar of this 2-bar phrase, which is this, 1 and a 2 E and, okay? And it's very soft to start with because again it's just Bruce and Roy and the organ, I think. So Danny. So 1 and a 2 E and. Okay. So timing wise, down 1 and a 2 E and. Strumming wise, down, down, up, down. And what you're doing on this third strum, you'll change to the A minor. 1 and a 2 E and. Okay, so this is this first sort of bar, first bar of the 2-bar phrase, which is going to come through quite a lot. So you're just doing the first half of that 2-bar phrase at the end of the first chorus. Okay, cool. And basically, if you cross-reference with the second chorus is just basically 3 bars longer. And what it is it's 2 rounds of this 2-bar phrase instead of just the first bar of that phrase in the end of the first chorus. I hope that makes sense. So again, don't forget to obviously check the tabs as well. So basically what you've got in the second chorus, it starts off all exactly the same as the first chorus. You got the C add 9, D5, E minor 3 times. So 3 times. So all the same as the first chorus so far. Bar 2 far, 2 4. And then you get this 2-bar phrase twice, which is the first bar that we've already done, down, down, up, down. And the second bar of this phrase is just kind of almost going backwards through that riff. D5, A minor, E minor. Exactly the same timing. So 2-bar phrase again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds awesome. I think very powerful, really great performance, this one. Okay, so that's the second chorus. Again, to cross-reference with the song structure. So now what we'll do now is we'll take a look at the second verse. So the second verse is where the organ comes in. Again, the walkthrough, that'll help you a little bit. So the organ comes in then, and it's exactly the same as the first verse. Just again, if you cross-reference with the song structure, you're just taking out lines 3 and 4. So if you look at that song structure, lines 3 and 4, you've got that C add 9, D5, G5, B minor 3 times, after already doing it twice before. Then you've got the D5, D5 over C, E minor, B minor. So those 2 lines there, just think as the second verse is the same as the first, take those 2 lines out, and then also add an E minor, okay? So the end of the second verse is where the whole band comes in, okay? So after that 2/4 bar, the whole band comes in on this E minor. It's really powerful. 2 bars instead of that 1 bar that was at the end of the first verse. Okay, cool. And I also think it's probably worth cranking up the volume, or even turning down the volume for the verse with your volume pot for the verses, quite soft, and then maybe crank it up when the full band comes in. It's definitely a bit more energy to it. Okay, so then the third verses and the fifth verses, again, cross-reference, the song structure are exactly the same. So third verse, fifth verse, exactly the same. So let's go through those there. So here you've got E minor, down, down, up, down, up. Again, maybe get a little bit more of the chord this time, a little bit more impact, a bit more oomph to it. So down, down, up, down, up, G5. Instead of just single bass strings, you're doing it, hitting a little bit more of the chord initially. So down, down, up, down, up, G5. A minor, E minor, E minor, G5, so do all that again, A minor, D5, G5 over C, E minor, B minor, C add 9, D5, bar of 2/4, okay, and now E minor for a whole bar. Cool, so now what we're going to do is go through the fourth verse, okay? So what happens here, again, it looks very similar in terms of structure of the chords are exactly the same as the second verse, but there's this bar of C add 9 to D5, which is different, okay? So it's worth looking at all of those because they've obviously rehearsed it and it sounds really polished. there's a few little kind of musical variations for a few of the bars just to keep it really interesting. So the fourth verse, okay, start as normal as the second verse. Do it all the same again. D5, E minor, B minor. Now Bruce, I think, carries on more than some of the other band members here. It sounds something like this: 1 E and 2, like that. 1 and a 2. Okay, so you've got down, 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 up, or down, up, down, and then strum the C9 downstroke. So 1 and a 2, and everyone's stopped, and then you've got this 3 and 4 on the D5, D, G, B string. So this bar again, 1 and a 2, 3 and 4, and then that bar of 2, 4. Okay, yeah, so, and also there's 1 bar of the E minor, not 2 bars, that's in the second verse, okay? So it's worth looking out there if you want to really get it sort of spot on and play with a backing track or whatever. Don't forget all the backing tracks are available on the website, jasonmusicSchool.co.uk, or you can get it via jasonmusicSchool.co.uk, but with codes from Subscribestar. Any questions about any of that, let me know, send me an email, put something in the comments, happy to answer any questions about all that stuff. So, okay, cool. So that was the fourth verse. Okay, so we've got that C9 to D5 bar, which is different, and you've got 1 bar of E minor rather than 2. Okay, so then you've got the third chorus. So let's just take a look at this third chorus. Okay, so here you start off pretty much the same as before. 1 and a 2, so C9, D5, E minor, down, down, up, up. Now the second bar, again, you've got this rhythmic change here. You've got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, so again, everyone's stopping, and Max does this really cool thing on the low floor tom. So you've got this 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So that's the second bar. Then you're carrying on as normal. Of course, that's the third chorus. Now we've got the fourth chorus. Okay, so the only difference between the fourth chorus and the second chorus, it's the same as the second chorus, but you only do 1 round of that 2-bar phrase. So the 2-bar phrase I'm referring to is that. So in the second chorus you did that twice, okay? Hopefully that all makes sense and I got all that right. Again, if I think I've made any mistakes, let me know. It's quite a complicated song structure, but actually this, again, when you really break it down, there's a lot of repeating patterns. Cool, so then basically the guitar solo section is just 5 rounds of that awesome 2-bar phrase. Cool, and again, I'll put the guitar solo tutorial, full walkthrough like I'm doing here, like I've done in the earlier part of this video, and a breakdown. So I do that with all guitar solo tutorials. There's about, as I'm making this video, it'll be 41 on there by the end of this week. Okay, cool. So, okay, now the outro. So the outro is basically the same as the that 2-bar phrase, okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to stop on the second round. You're just going to stop on the E minor, okay. So I'll show you what I mean. So down, down, up, 1, 2, down, down. Now this time, down, down, up, up, down, 3, 4. So you're coming on the and of 2 there. 3, 4, and then let it ring out roughly for 3 bars. Got a bit of that sort of stuff from Max, and then after those 3 bars you've got the 6-bar piano outro, which is just very similar to the intro. Cool, so a mammoth song, this one, really epic. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Any questions, let me know in the comment section below. You know, if any of you were there at those Madison Square Garden gigs, I'm very, very jealous. I got into Bruce quite late, but that must have been amazing to go to. So I'm seeing it at Madison Square Garden, but not on that tour. So thanks very much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already. Any questions about Subscribe Store, JS Music School, let me know. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye. If you'd like to get guitar profiles, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribe Star page or my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much, see you on the next one.